Connor, the guy beside you, now has 3 overtime goals in these in the postseason. Had some great defensive work in a couple of rounds too. How would you quantify, his postseason so far?
You can't put a number on it. He's invaluable. So many good things. Clutch, face-offs, you name it, he does it. Doesn't get enough respect or credit for his defensive abilities. When he's dug in, there's not many better, maybe nobody better.
Gentlemen.
Rough night.
Rough night?
Long night, but
long night.
Starting off here, credit to the Edmonton Oilers. That was a hell of a game one.
What a game. I thought it was great.
It was a hell of a hockey
start
game.
to finish. The results that we did not want, but you got to give credit to the better team tonight. The better team won.
Yeah.
We haven't heard from Nick a lot because you weren't on our post-game spaces. So Nick,
I don't think I wanted to hear from Nick a lot of the night.
I mean, I think it's tough. You have a 2-goal lead. But again, I mean, I didn't have a problem with the way we really played, even with the 2-goal lead. They didn't really have anything up until the Ekholm goal, the Arvidsson one. Bob didn't see it to the last second. I had no problem with our game, really, even in the first period. Like, Edmonton's a good team. I'm not expecting to dominate in terms of shots on goal and chances the way we have in past series. I don't expect that. I thought we played the game we needed to in the first 40, I'd even say 50 minutes. The problem I had was after the Ekholm goal, how we responded. We weren't doing anything. And it really starts with guys like Gustav Forsling. I mean, you get the puck. We're holding on to it. There's this one time, Aaron Ekblad, he's behind the first pair overall. He's behind the net. He's stick handling with it before he sends it up ice, and it's an icing in overtime. Like, I don't know what it was. Gustav Forsling and Aaron Ekblad were terrible tonight. We couldn't exit the puck out of our zone. When we tried to get the puck in the offensive zone the last 25, 30 minutes of the game, it was one and done. We didn't get to our forecheck. We didn't do the things that make us good in the final 30 minutes. But it's a 1-goal game against a really good team. Bob was outstanding tonight. And frankly, he was the only reason that game was not, they didn't get 2-3 goals in the first period.
I want to jump in there, Nick, and we got some questions.
Shouts out to Ryan for coming in. Dallas
yeah,
Stars
Ryan
fan.
over on the Starcast side there with the Dallas Stars podcast network. I also want to say, like, we're lucky to have a lead after one there, Nick. So, again, if we give up a 2-goal lead, maybe we don't even have a lead. Maybe we're down there. So saying we lost the 2-goal lead, but we were fortunate to have a lead after one. So,
yeah, and I think, again, the way Edmonton was pushing, it's like you could tell they were the more desperate. And they wanted it. They wanted this more than certain guys tonight. I don't want to single out everybody because Brad Marchand, Nate Schmidt, Sam Bennett, Sergei Bobrovsky, they came to play tonight. But at the end of the day, it came down to their star players. They were better than ours. Leon Draisaitl, healthy, by the way, makes a big difference tonight. They were physical right from the get-go of Andrew Kane. Everybody was throwing hits. Edmonton played like a team with pedigree. They played like a team that was comfortable in a 1-goal tight game. And they played like a team with 2 I never said Barkov was awful, but I don't think Barkov was as good as he needed to be tonight. I
think our centers were our best players tonight, Nick.
I don't disagree with that. But, I never said Barkov was awful. I just said their best players were better than our best players.
Yeah, but I think that includes Reinhart.
Yeah, Reinhart, Kachuk.
You can debate on Verhaeghe. I thought he had an okay game.
Yeah, and look, listen, at the end of the day,
Forsling.
At the end of the day, it's a 1-goal game. And we need to test Skinner a little bit more later in the game after that Ekholm goal. We didn't really test him. He made some big saves, though, in the second on Barkov.
Yeah. Bob might have kept us in the game or could have won us the game tonight in the first. So did Stuart Skinner do that for the Oilers in the second.
So, I mean, we need to find a way here. We know we can bounce back because we have. But we're going to need a little bit better from our stars. And what I mean by that is Sam Reinhart needs to get going. Matthew Tkachuk needs to get going. I mean, all this Battle of Alberta, crap. Act like it. Act like you hate the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, it wasn't crap. It was real. It was legit.
Oh, great.
Legit.
Okay, he hates the Edmonton Oilers. Act like it.
But
he was invisible last Stanley Cup Final. That's not going to cut it this time around.
Because Bennett had his best game of the season.
And look, I think
Oh, I thought he was flying out there.
Bennett was doing everything.
and I want to say something.
Even though he made mistakes,
I wanted to
made
say
up for
something
them
about
with the right
Tomas
play.
Nosek.
No, before Nosek, I just want to get to David's comment there. Are you guys concerned after game one, Toronto? No, Cody, I think we played a better game. The concerning part
we
is
played like
Edmonton is a better team than Toronto.
we played like
Edmonton's not Toronto.
we played like this game one versus Toronto. And starting with the segment, we have the second annual Trash Player of the Night. And it's going to go to number 42, Gustav Forsling. Because I can live with you getting walked by Connor McDavid. Because guess what? It's
He's not
Connor McDavid. I can kind of live with Bouchard. Kinda. He's a top 10 defenseman in the NHL, really good offensively. I can live with it a bit.
I know where this is going.
Kasperi Kapanen?
Yeah.
The guy that the Toronto Maple Leafs used to have?
Like,
Look, I think
Pod Colson and Kapanen, you're talking about their best
Gus
players.
Bus
their
had a
best
flat
players,
tire.
you're
Now
right,
the
Nick,
Gus
but
Bus
Pod
ran.
Colson and Kapanen had like all-time games tonight.
No, Gus
yeah,
Bus
they
ran
had
up-
the energy.
Who's
And-
supposed to have the better depth?
well, yeah, it didn't
You get
show
mad
up.
when I bring guests on from other teams, Nick, and they're like, we have the better depth than the Panthers. And you get offended by that. Well, Edmonton's depth shined tonight.
Well,
No, they
yeah,
did.
it absolutely did. But you know what? The depth doesn't work as good if your top wingers don't play like they need to play. Matthew Tkachuk and Sam Reinhart, it's not good enough. They need to be better, point blank. And one of the things I think I was kind of thinking in that third is like, if you can win this game, you waste a good Skinner game for the Edmonton.
Because
What
that's what they did last year. It's like Edmonton wasted like a good Skinner game, which was game 2,
Yep.
and like that was it. And it was just like
you can even argue game 7. But look,
But he was but Skinner
Yes.
was responsible for the game-winning
But-
goal.
but
Who
that-
backed Skinner?
but that
um,
game 7 was so damn tight. But
I'm sick and tired of again, when this is not directed at you, Derek. It's like the Gustav Forsling, like is he our number one defenseman or not? Is he a Norris Trophy or not? I don't think he is. So I'm not holding him to the standard that everybody else. He's Norris. He's so good. He's this, that, the other thing. Then he needs to act like it. He needs to act like
Yeah,
it.
because Barkov gets.
He's
that-
been our worst defenseman this playoffs, and it's not close. And if you want to tell me Dmitry Kulikov, that's not good. That's not good. If we're having a conversation, I think he's better than Kulikov. That's not good.
No, but if you're having conversation, he blows Chris Tanev out of the water, which I don't agree with. Slavin, don't agree with at all.
No.
Then you have to be better than those guys.
Yeah, and I don't think
How
he
about
has.
Ekholm, who's coming back from injury, and he's already scored 1 goal in 2 games that he's played?
Well,
it's just
Look, I think we just got to play our game. We got to get in on the forecheck. I think Edmonton beat us to a ton of loose pucks late.
We
in the
won puck battles through 40 minutes. Nick.
Yeah.
40 minutes
Maybe
late in
the
the
third
game.
period.
Late in the
Third
game, I'm
period,
talking
yeah.
about.
Okay, but 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
You're happy.
I said that. I'm like, through 40, 50 minutes of the game, even up until the Ekholm goal, I had zero problem with our game. It's two great teams playing a game, and it's tight checking. There's some chances on each side. It's tied. The problem I have is after the Ekholm goal. And Edmonton,
What happened? Are we fatigued?
I don't know what happened. We looked fine before then.
Oh, yeah. Second period was one of our best periods of these playoffs, I want to say.
yeah, but
Yeah. And like we could have gotten 4 or 5 goals in that period if Skinner wasn't on his game. Credit to him.
And who was creating some of those? Barkov.
Yeah. And I think, look, it's a tough way to end this tonight, but it's a 1-goal game and you have to bounce back. We bounced back before. There's not really much you can say. There are things I'd like to clean up, and things I'd like to clean up are some, I guess, I think that's more individual plays. Players, Forsling and Ekblad, they need to be better. Tkachuk, he needs to be better.
Reinhart.
but it's like
Reinhart needs to be better.
it's like the Ekholm goal. It's like I can't get out of my mind Kachuk spinning like a damn Mario green shell on the ice. Like, go if you rewatch that goal. I mean, we can't show it due to copyright reasons. NHL sponsor us. He's legit laid out for no reason.
And
Yes.
the part to me on that goal, Cody, is also all the eyeballs are fixated on McDavid. I understand it's McDavid, best player on the planet, but too many there. And we've got to be tighter to those guys at the point because Bouchard can be in that soft ice. Ekholm can be. A guy like Wallman, they've got a lot of offensively gifted defensemen. So, Cody, you have to pay attention to that trailing defenseman with this Edmonton Oilers team. It's not like a team that's devoid of talent back there on the blue line. They've got a lot of it.
But the one thing I did like about this game was I understand Edmonton won game one, but this game kind of showed you where each team could win this series. Florida showed in the second. They quieted Rogers. That place was silent. For a whole 20, they were like there was no noise, there was nothing.
That Bennett goal, they were showing some looks on Sportsnet that you guys could imagine.
Like
they're like kind of, oh, is this happening here again to us?
But it's just like the little itty bitty mistakes. It's like I don't think through 40, I never felt like the Oilers' speed really killed us.
Even up until the Ekholm goal, I didn't think they
were blown by us at all.
No, I didn't.
No.
And then it changed automatically once Ekholm
And
tied
that's
it up.
when the speed kicked in because we got slower. It wasn't the fact that Edmonton's faster, it's that we got slower because how many times were we like a second or 2 seconds late to keeping a puck in, pinching in? How many times were we a second too late on a board battle? We were a second too late the entire last half of the third in overtime.
They were beating us to almost every loose puck after the Ekholm goal. Every loose puck, they were hesitant to clear the puck out of the zone. I mean, double guessing every single little play they wanted to make, and they ended up making. It was very lethargic, very slow. And, if I could talk about Tomas Nosek real quick.
Yeah, I was going to
And before you get to Thomas Nosek, this is Paul Maurice. After Thomas Nosek made that critical error in overtime.
Tough break for Thomas. Ends up being critical. As a coach, what do you say to him in a moment like that? Do you
just remind him after the game of being down 0-2 to Toronto, and that line came in and changed everything for us, and how we're not here without Thomas Nosek. It's a tough break, so we just make sure he doesn't eat alone tonight. He's got lots of people sitting at his table and reminding him of how good he's been to us. And it's going to be tough when he's going to eat that one for a day. But he's, from his penalty kill to, again, that line really changed the flow of that Toronto series. Just we'll remind him of that a whole bunch of times before the puck drops.
I just want to jump in there, Nick, before you add your Nosek points, and then I'll get out of your way. That sounds like Paul Maurice 2023 underdog coach. Not cup champion coach. We got here because of them. Isn't it a goal to repeat as champs? Go ahead, Nick.
Well, that means you're not looking too good for the rest of the series.
Well, like I said, what team he said coming into the series has the most spirit I need to see on the ice. He didn't know.
Yeah, but I disagree.
That's a fair answer.
I disagree with the 2023.
No, listen. I
don't think that's an underdog coach talk quote there.
No, it's a coach just understanding.
Yeah, go ahead, Cody.
It's just a coach like coming for a player that messed up in a game.
Listen,
I get that part, but it sounds like it's like we're in the underdog role, which we are by Vegas odds.
We are. I mean, but I don't think we should be in that room. I think they expect to win this. Like Vegas.
But I also think this fourth line is not staying together for this whole series. I said it before the series, Nick.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
And
Man, it's just the Gadjevich because I don't think Nosek comes out.
The injury to Greer changes some things. Nosek had that blunder. Gadjevich went off sides in overtime on that rush chance. But look, on Tomas Nosek, he does have a point. It's like Nosek's played great hockey for us. It's an unfortunate play that it's a puck on edge. It goes up and over the boards. He was trying to get it off the boards. Is it smart? No, and it sucks. But Nosek's played great hockey for us. I agree with Paul Maurice there. I do think Nosek should come out. Well, who are we going to put in? And I'll take an L here. Nico Sturm, he sucks. He ain't coming in. So we're going to roll with Tomas.
No hope for him at this point.
No, he was terrible. He's terrible. He forgot how to play hockey when he left San Jose. But anyway.
Not with the way that Nosek's played. I understand Nosek made the mistake, but
I thought Nosek had a fine game.
I thought he was fine. Like prior to that mistake, it wasn't like, and it's just so tough because like guarantee you he could figure out a way. Like, is this going fourth line? Gadjev's tough, but less complete. I mean, Gadjevich is just all great.
I think
at
he's
this
saying
point.
the Greer loss is a
Yeah.
bigger loss than it seems.
Yeah, but it's just they're missing Hyman on the other side, so I really can't really talk about that kind of loss. But it's just with Nosek and the way he's played this postseason.
I thought this was done by T. George here. Great point. When Ekblad, that penalty allowed him to go on that 4-on-3, I thought that was a stupid penalty by him.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I said this to Nick, and this may be a hot take. Against the Oilers, I'd rather be 5-on-4 than 4-on-4.
Yeah, I would too.
Because,
No, I rather would be 4-on-4 than 4-on-3 against them. But
oh yeah, but
you know,
Yeah,
we
so-
killed it off, right? And I think the one thing, because you can't change the result of this game, we lost. We're down 1-0. You gotta resettle. You have to regroup, and you have to take away positives that you have from this game. And there were plenty.
I
of
think there's a
positives.
lot of positives.
There's a lot of positives. Panthers could have won this game tonight. They can win game 2.
there's
Like, this
way
isn't like
yeah.
it just sucks because you have a 2-goal lead, you lose in overtime. It is a deflating loss. The hype builds up a bit. Again, I mean, Edmonton is a really, really good team. And I think take the positives you can into this. I think part of the problem is really just more individuals need to be better.
Yeah,
It's really what it comes down
the
to.
positives outweigh the negatives.
Yeah, but Kirby, I want to know your thoughts. The better you just got to be better, some of these players. That's really all it is.
There's a reason I put Leon Draisaitl number 1 on my list.
So I think,
Surprising.
again, Matthew Tkachuk, he needs to have an impact moment in this series.
But is that going to be Bennett instead of Tkachuk after we see?
Well, if it is, Kirby, well, I hate to break it to you, we're probably not going to be happy with the result of this series.
because you want Matthew Tkachuk making those moments.
Matthew Tkachuk needs to pull his team into the fire. We talked about this. Some players go as the ship goes. Matthew Tkachuk pulls his team into the fire.
But he's not able to do that because of the injury, and it's not going to happen here.
Well, he needs to do something on the power play. He needs to find something. I mean,
The power play should be the easiest with him if he's nursing an injury.
yeah.
That should
And
be.
I don't get the injury thing because it's like he was excellent against Carolina.
Yeah, I know. That's the part. Yeah.
So it's like,
He was.
what is it? Is he still hurt? Well, because he was fine against Carolina. Why is
You
he?
got
Did they change the medicine? Like, what are we
They-
doing here?
I don't know, but
But it's to a point where you're not getting consistency out of Matthew Tkachuk. Instead of every 3 out of 4 games he's good, it's like 1 or 2 out of 4.
yeah.
And you're not getting that consistency that you saw in 2023. Every 2023 was great every game.
I don't agree that
Right.
Bob wasn't seeing the puck well tonight. When you give up 46 shots, when you get outshot, what, like 20-9, or
He couldn't see the puck because there was guys in front of him.
there's guys right in front of him. I mean, again, Bobrovsky,
Testament to the Oilers.
second goal. I mean, yeah, you could say, oh, that's a soft second goal. Well, how about the 4 that he stopped in the first?
Right.
Is this Forsling or Erod talking?
This is neither. It's probably going to be Marchand.
So
Who said the quote?
Forsling, I think.
Forsling. Yeah.
Okay, Forsling says.
Don't
and
you
I
say
quote-
Erod? That's Marchand, Cody.
No, that's
don't-
Marchand.
I can't freaking tell, dude. I'm tired.
And that's actually Marchand saying the quote.
Well,
You're not going to
you read the quotes if you got them there because I don't.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, Marchand says, and I quote, "You're not going to contain him." I mean, I'm assuming it's to Connor McDavid. You're not going to contain him when you get to watch a player like that up close and see the little things he does that make him so special. It was incredible to see his work ethic and the way he competes and his determination. Yeah, he's the best player in the world for a reason.
Okay, so that was by Katie Engelson after the game.
Before
When
the game.
Brad Marchand playing with Connor
Let's
McDavid.
scroll
on the
down.
benches.
I thought that was before the game.
Was it?
Yeah.
I did hear
Yeah,
something
like
from
Okay,
Forsling.
my bad, guys.
I did hear something from
But
Forsling.
in general, I thought they did a great job of containing McDavid today. I don't
It's
think
just
he
Leon
was-
Draisaitl was the problem.
Yeah.
I did hear something from Forsling before the game. He's like, it's kind of scary when you play against McDavid, and Sportsnet's broadcasting it all over the airwaves and stuff. And it's like, yeah, you can be honest as an athlete, but I don't know. Like, do you want to give that much, fuel? Like, again, championship mindset. Be a little.
he was not great against Carolina. Just a few plays finally. Go watch him in previous years. Doesn't even look like this. Like what previous years? Because last year I think he was worse in the postseason. Like you couldn't. His best series was against Tampa last year, and
Kachuk, Tampa last year, this year Carolina, and then
Yeah.
this is to be determined.
Like that was the thing. Like right now in his Stanley Cup Final against Edmonton, he has 3 points in 8 games.
It's not good enough.
And people talk about how many points he accumulates when we say, there's other parts of the game that need to be better. Okay, let's just look at the points then. Right? Last year, people got on me, Nick, you remember this, when I said Kachuk needs to be better at the end of that Boston series, at the beginning of the Rangers. And what did he say to Sportsnet after game 1 or game 2 in the Rangers? I need to be better. So I was picking up on that midway through last year's run with Kachuk.
Yeah.
Everyone else was pushing
Well,
back.
game 1, he was really good against the Rangers. You remember he got
But
the
that's when
really.
he started to play better. And then I think maybe they talked to him after game 1, I want to say, before game 2. And he's like, I need to be better, and that's why I have to perform out here.
But Kachuk was easily like I outside the Tampa series last year, I couldn't name you one thing he really did. Like the Rangers series, he had like that one softy goal.
But that was more Bennett again, maybe driving play there in that Rangers series when he came back from the injury and started to go back up the lineup.
Oh, there's a couple comments going on throughout here. I just want to say this. Sergei Bobrovsky was by far our best player tonight.
By far, you're saying he was
By
our best
far.
player in the first.
I
period.
do not care. I do not care about Bennett. I do not care. Sergei Bobrovsky.
Well, Bennett and Schmidt, you're not giving any love to.
Good to them. Bobrovsky was the best player for the Florida Panthers tonight.
I think Bennett, Schmidt, Bobrovsky, Barkov,
Marchand.
Lundell, Marchand,
Lundell was really good.
Kulikov. I'm getting to 9-10 guys now, Cody.
But the
And
third
here's the thing: it's not who was good; it's who wasn't, and that's what we're talking. We've talked a lot about Matthew Tkachuk here. What about Sam Reinhart?
Not good with the puck protection tonight.
No power play goals. I mean, this year in the postseason, I don't even know what we do. I don't even know what we do on the power play. I've said this.
Oh no, we have Ekblad running the bumper now. Did you see that?
I mean, it's a joke. If Nate Schmidt doesn't make a beautiful seam pass to Marchand on the far side,
Again, power play 2.
and that play's not going to develop like that usually.
But
Could you imagine, Cody, what fans last year? Monter's not doing nothing on PP1. Verhaeghe's not. Get them off. Imagine if the PP2 unit was producing last year like they are this year. What would people be saying?
Yeah,
Maybe the power play 2 didn't have as many chances.
I said this earlier, and Nick heard
Guys,
our guy Matthew say this. He called it recency bias. And I said Nate Schmidt is like eons better than what OEL was in this postseason. I don't think it's close.
Yeah, I think again, there were a lot of positives, a lot of good players tonight. Nate Schmidt has been really steady, really consistent. I think
I said that on Instagram earlier today. Nate Schmidt and Kulikov.
Nate Schmidt and Kulikov have been really good. I mean, I'm Nate Schmidt more so, but I think again
the only gripe I had with like Maurice tonight was the fact that the bottom pair got less than 20 minutes tonight when I think they deserved more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, you take the positives away from tonight and you move forward on to game 2, and you need a little bit more jump from the get-go. You got to get the first goal. You have to get to Skinner a little bit and a little bit more. And you have to establish your game on the forecheck. We have to replicate that second period earlier in game 2. And we have to stick with that a little bit more. Like, this team is very poised. We talked about championship pedigree. I think, again, that's like what we need to do. I mean, championship pedigree, and we kind of folded after the third goal. Again, Kirby, I agree with you. Marchand needs to be a power play 1. They're not. I don't know what we're doing on
I
the
was a
power play.
proponent of Seth Jones getting power play 1 looks, especially when Ekblad got suspended. That was going to happen regardless, but he got it from day 1, didn't he? That's what I wanted with Marchand when he was brought in. Why not in the regular season? We have load management, every situation possible. Why are we not working Marchand on PP1? Because I wanted him on the third line from day 1.
So
why are we not getting PP1?
I've seen a couple of comments on Twitter, and I'm seeing him here in the chat. What do you think of Sam Escavich? I don't think it's going to change anything. I think the guys need to figure it out.
If you want to change up things on the power play,
I was going to say that's why I kind of asked Kirby if maybe changing up the power play 1, because I thought he was much better controlling our power play one.
I'm just gonna jump in. I'm gonna get a tip of the hat to my American hosts and co-hosts here today. If you've got Mackey with fellow Americans Seth Jones and Matthew Tkachuk, those guys have great chemistry together on the power play. And without Mackey on that power play unit, Seth Jones and Matthew Tkachuk,
Yeah.
they haven't looked as good with Mackey.
Because Mackey,
It's an American thing.
Because Jones was, guess who he was passing the puck to? He was passing it to freaking Mackey.
All the time.
That's Ryan and Ted talking about the freaking Marlins and Dolphins in here. But look,
Lynn Bowden Jr. and Mac Hollins, get out of my chat. Like, it's just
again, I wish we could show some
take a
film.
shot every time Nick says again.
Again. Look, there's not really much to say than. I mean, again, sorry, I'm not really sure what to say other
You
than
don't have to repeat the same thing.
I'm not really sure what to say.
I'll say it for you.
Are you stuck in mud more than the Panthers were in the
we
third?
played-
It's a long day.
We
right
played a good game for about 45 minutes.
Yeah, I want to say that. I agree with
Yeah.
Coach.
50 minutes.
Well, the goal happened at the 6:08 mark, I want to say.
Oh, did
So
it?
I say 45. That's why I'm saying 45. And then
Okay,
the
I thought
other,
it happened closer to the 10-minute mark.
I thought it was closer to the middle period too, but it wasn't. It
and then
was.
the other like 35.
I was saying let's get to the first TV timeout with the lead. That was the goal. And I
Well, I
remember
thought you were going to say to start the game. Well, Leon Draisaitl.
You want to
gets
talk
on the
about
board.
commercial break?
Leon Draisaitl and Sam Bennett.
I
have
meant in
been
the
better-
third period.
Hold on, Nick. Sam Bennett and Leon Draisaitl have been better in one game in the Stanley Cup Final than they both were collectively last year. In the
Yeah,
final.
those because Bennett.
They're
and Kachuk-
already like they're off their free pass.
Because Bennett and Kachuk were the two most invisible players last year for the Panthers. I don't care they had that one goal game for it. You couldn't name me one thing they did after that. Like Eros showed up, Barkov showed up, Reinhardt showed up, Verhaeghe showed up. Like all those Tarasenko showed up.
Lundell showed
Let
up.
me jump in. Draisaitl has to do more than just this, but Bennett, he's pretty much got a free pass for the rest of the final.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is with Bennett is Gibby said in those spaces, like I can't stand it when he does it, but tonight we needed it was he just go straight. There were a couple of times where
But that's what fans want, Cody. They want the zone entries with the one on whatever.
but it actually kind of worked tonight.
I don't think that's our game. I think our game is to get to maybe the blue line, not the red line, and then get on the forecheck, or even past the red line.
Yeah,
and dump it in.
And it
Now,
was like,
early on in the game, our defense was activating. Like Aaron Ekblad was. I mean, there was one time he was like pushing up far into the offensive zone on Leon Draisaitl. Aaron Ekblad and Gustav Forsling were very aggressive early on in this game.
Ekblad was Forsling
You
wasn't.
thought they were? I didn't see them carry the puck all night.
I'm talking about on the
But
forecheck.
keeping pucks in,
Oh,
man.
Keeping pucks in.
Like Ekblad did
I
that.
want the
Right,
defense to skate with the puck.
I mean, the thing is,
Well, you
like,
think the forecheck is going to knock us off of our line attack and be able to turn us the puck over? I don't think
Again,
so. I thought our
think,
defense.
and again, I think we did that in the second period, Kirby. The second period was our game. I don't know why we went away from it after Ekholm tied it.
Well, the problem is the guys lower down the lineup for defense, they were driving play. Nate Schmidt, Seth Jones, Kulikov.
Lukov.
Those were the guys driving play. You need that more from your top end defense. Mikkola got going as the game went along, but I think he kind of started a bit slow as well.
hell, let Mikkola get below the goal line. Like, I don't get how a defenseman looks good below the goal line, but Mikkola does.
But why not, Cody, with Wallman and
I know,
Klingberg?
that's what I'm saying. Get him going down there.
I'll
But
do
all I said was I still don't get it for the life of me how a defenseman looks good below the goal line, but Nico Mikkola does it. It's
I
just
think, again, you take a look at Aaron Ekblad, over 30 minutes of ice time. Gustav Forsling, over 30 minutes of ice time. They were your worst defensemen tonight, and that's not going to cut it.
it's Schmidt and Kulikov at 17 and 18 minutes, and they were your best pair tonight.
Yeah.
Like-
So Ekblad at 33.02, Forsling at 32.35, and they were your worst defensemen tonight. So if they're not pushing the play, if they're not driving the play, and they're playing that much, it's going to be tough. Again, individuals need to be better. And I think Sam Reinhart and Matthew Tkachuk, if you're playing, you got to be able to do something. I know he's hurt. Everybody's hurt. He's got to do something. Like in the first round, he was able to find points against Tampa. He was able to find points against Carolina. He needs to find something here to give our team a spark. He's the leader. He's a leader on our team, and you need to do something. And Sam Reinhart, the same thing. I don't even think I'm like, I don't even know why we went away from the bumper on the power play. We don't even put him there anymore at all. I can't remember one time we went to that look.
But your best demon are going to be against I understand that.
They're going to be that bad though.
But the minute allocation has to be more even. Like, look at Edmonton. They played all their guys 23 minutes or more.
So
Like,
does that mean their defensive depth is better than ours?
I would say, yeah, like lower down the lineup.
Maybe probably their coach trust them more. That probably could be the
coach
reason.
probably trust him more. I would say.
Like, but Kulikov and Schmidt played.
It's not acceptable. I'm not saying. Listen, Forsling and Ekblad need to be better. Oh, you're playing against Leon Draisaitl. I don't care. That was a putrid performance from Gustav Forsling, and it's been a consistent theme. Somebody said it was uncharacteristic. It's not uncharacteristic if you're doing it every night for months now.
Yeah, in that Toronto series, people don't remember when he went behind the net, turned it over, then Toronto scored.
Oh my goodness, I about lost it because he has never done that in his entire Panther career. Go behind the net and try and make an offensive play.
And then the Carolina series, he almost handed that away.
And these aren't
plays,
and these aren't plays where like you look at it as like, oh, that's got to be an injury. This is him trying to do more than he needs to do.
Yeah, it's the weaker thing.
It's like Forsling. Like he has, like I'll go back to Game 5 of Carolina. He has the puck at center ice. Dump the puck in.
He's trying to pinch up.
What
and
are we
get
doing?
Make an offensive play. I'm like, that's not your game, man.
So, does he know?
So let's listen to what Knobloch had to say about having a little bit extra rest this year compared to last season in the playoffs.
Draisaitl, who was banged up in the Cup final last year, and a Leon Draisaitl, who is theoretically healthier. Is there a big difference in how that can help your team this year?
Last year, there was certainly he was banged up and not 100%, and I think a lot of our team wasn't also just because of the way the series went. And I think it was a tough one last year, especially that 7-game segment series against Vancouver, and even the next one against Dallas. But this year, we had 2 long breaks after series. We finished after 5, gave us a lot of time to recover and just helped everybody. And, the injury aspect, we're pretty fortunate right now. Only missing Hyman, but everyone's pretty good to go. So, and I don't think we could say that last year. So, so it's definitely a benefit for us.
Who asked that question? Oh, do you think a Leon Draisaitl is going to?
That is.
What do you think he's going to say?
Sometimes Edmonton media has those softballs that they throw to.
Well, one thing, they should have lost that Vancouver series.
Oh yeah, they should again.
Yeah, Vancouver's got to haunt you where you're at now.
But what screwed Vancouver is, remember, they lost Besser to some blood clots, and he was on fire that postseason.
Oh, so is Nikita Zadorov.
That was luck.
Okay.
That was luck.
He was outperforming McDavid and Draisaitl.
I'll give you the freaking one-timer and against Edmonton to tie game 1, but the sharp.
Do you know how many shots McDavid had? I think it might have been in game 1 in the Vancouver series. This many. Zero. You got to give credit to the Vancouver blue line, Nikita Zadorov.
Okay, I'm giving credit to Quinn Hughes and Philip Peronic. I'm not giving credit.
Quinn Hughes got bullied in that series. I don't want to hear it.
But he was overplayed that series. He was overplayed the first series.
No, he couldn't.
Do you think that he overplayed with Branson and Calgary on a bottom pairing? But
Quinn Hughes couldn't take a hit. That's the problem.
Disagree, but
whatever. Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes, give me a break. It's not even a close call.
Yeah, we'll have that debate again in the summer.
It's not even close. Who thinks that who actually thinks that they're close?
Cale Makar must have did really good against Dallas then, huh?
Oh yeah. Cale Makar has a cup.
Guys, wait for Ryan for this.
Cale Makar has a cup.
Wait for Ryan. Wait for Ben. He has a Conn Smythe.
There you go.
Hey, but Cale Makar, what has he done since then?
What does Quinn Hughes have? A series win against Nashville?
Kale McCarr, Cody, he has a
And
gold.
who did McCarr lose to that year?
Kale McCarr
Who?
has a
Freaking-
gold medal,
freaking
Cody,
who?
and he was
Seattle.
Sick. He was sick.
He was
He
sick.
was sick.
Oh,
He's sick like Nick, and he has a
nah,
gold
I'm
medal.
using my one cuss word. Bullshit.
I'm saving mine.
Oh man. Ryan's gonna step up here in the green room in a second. You guys talking about Kale McCarr?
Camel car clears. I'm sorry. Anyways, moving on.
Should say
Look, Ryan actually think like. Never mind. I'm gonna hold my tongue on this one.
Cody, you're outnumbered on that.
A lot of Sam Bennett talk.
I mean,
No,
yeah, he deserves it. He was good
Step
tonight.
in and talk.
He
Let's
was.
not talk contracts.
Yeah, that's
But they're talking.
I'm
But they're
not
talking
putting
how.
any of those.
Yeah.
No, but they're talking how good he's been.
Great
like-
game tonight.
And I thought he's been really
You want me
good
to
this
say it?
playoffs.
He has. He's leading the NHL in scoring. And
Yeah.
you know, he could. You know what Elliot Friedman said tonight? Give that man Conn Smythe votes. You want to talk Conn Smythe?
Ooh.
Sam Bennett is now getting the Elliot Friedman bump.
Does that exist?
That's gonna be good. Well, it's not as good as the French Canadian bump where they got all the votes, you know. And if you're not French Canadian, then you don't get voted as Conn Smythe, Jonathan Marchessault. But you know, it helps. You
Should have
know.
been Jack Eichel. But anyway,
It should have been Jack.
I don't want to remember that run, especially in
But,
this
I
series
mean,
right now.
Look,
I have to
said,
mention
I
it for my
said
narrative,
this.
Nick.
I said this stat before the stream started. And this is. I'm hoping this breaks the curse here because, luckily, this isn't a miracle run, so I don't think this is going to happen.
Oh, I know where Cody's going here.
When the Panthers have not had home ice advantage in the Stanley Cup Final, and they've lost game one.
96 and 2023, starting on the road, losing game one. Kirby, you're an OG fan. You want to remind us what happened in games two?
Of which? I was like,
Both, just a both.
Of 96 and 2023.
Oh, that
games
90,
two.
there was one that bounced off the glass, and Van Diesbrook didn't know where it was. And I think Forsberg like whacked it
Okay,
out.
okay.
that
Let's
game. I think it was
let's
6-1.
say it like this. Let's say it like this. The Panthers in like the miracle runs of game twos, and especially when they're on the road and haven't won game one, been outscored 15-3 in the game twos.
Wow.
8-1, 7-2.
I
You
have
know
a
what this
stat.
means.
I have a stat for game one winners. I sent it to Caesar
Oh,
in
stop it.
70% of the time they win.
Caesar. I got it in the chat there. Game one winners. It's great records for Florida and Edmonton when they win game
Oh
one.
yeah, like it's 10-1 for Florida, and then like 23 and like 4
You know,
for Edmonton.
I don't want to say anything, but even before going into game two, I know a guy on our team in 2011. He lost the first two games of the Stanley Cup Final against your guy, Kirby, and Ryan's guy, Roberto Luongo. 2011 Stanley Cup Final. They lose the first two road
Brad
games to
Marchand.
the Vancouver Canucks. Then they go home, and Brad Marchand and the Boston Bruins go on to win.
I wasn't rooting for Luongo then. I couldn't watch him in the Vancouver.
Well, you don't like
I
Vancouver.
barely watched those.
But you want to hear what Luongo was in that Stanley Cup Final?
Ryan seems to be triggered here.
Ryan liked watching it. I did not. You know, I want to see Luongo win his first cup.
Look, my hot take will always be: I think all time Sergei Bobrovsky is the greatest Panther goalie ever. I'll stand on that.
Yeah.
And look,
He had a shutout. Who?
You know what he doesn't
Ryan's
have.
coming through with the Bob stuff.
You know what he doesn't have.
He's like, oh, he does in management.
Oh, you know, because here's the thing. You want to know what's
I'll take the management ring.
Yeah, hey, listen, I'm not saying this to smite Roberto Luongo. I love Luongo. I'm just saying this that Brad Marchand, 2011, been through this before. So I think also the last team to win a cup,
Why are you not mentioning like Bergeron and Chara and all those guys?
because dude, this Bergeron and
We
Chara
don't have
play
a
for
damn
us.
Chara. Like
We don't have Chara on our team. I
What
wish
about
we
Tim
did.
Thomas?
A former Panther. For
oh,
about
and
half
his,
the
go.
season.
and his illegal pads.
You know what I
Former
love?
star
is
and Panther at the
he
same time.
kept those. He kept that helmet and those pads when he went to Dallas. He didn't
You
change
guys
it.
like trolls. Wasn't he the biggest troll there's out there with that goalie equipment?
I don't know. I still think my favorite clip of Tim Thomas is when Sean Avery accidentally smacked him in the back of the head.
And looking back,
But Beezer, though. Okay, I understand Beezer. You guys, you 96 people always got to bring up Beezer. But it's still Bob.
Last team.
Either Luongo are my personal favorites, but Cody, I'm fine with you saying Bob. I'm fine with that. I just think I'm always going to like.
It's
you.
just this has like a lot of weight.
But can
to
I
it.
still say Bob's my third favorite in franchise history?
He could be your third favorite, but it just as long as you know he's the best we've ever had. I understand. I just
okay. Got you, Cody. I got you.
Because I don't think Luongo. There's Luongo.
But Luongo never had a team like this.
Well, I mean,
it's the whole. I don't want to
his
get into
prime
football.
wasn't with us either, so it didn't
It's
help.
the whole Tony Romo thing. We're not going to football.
Oh my gosh! Can we stop bringing him up?
It's over.
There's this crash.
There's
Oh
there's
my
a
God.
crash that you look for. I know, but the
Cody
last
crashed
team,
me out again.
10 years ago, let
They
it
were
go.
given similar teams.
the
Nothing.
last
Garbage.
team, the last team to win the cup after losing game 1 was the 2020 Tampa Bay Lightning. You know where they won that cup?
In 5 in Edmonton.
In Rogers Arena in Edmonton, Alberta.
No.
What were they down in that series?
1-0.
Oh, just
And then St. Louis got pumped by Boston in game 1 and then
But
came back.
St. Louis is the last team to win a Stanley Cup without home ice advantage. I'm not counting the bubble year because Tampa technically did have home ice, so that doesn't
I
count.
mean, and then 2018, Washington did as well. So 2018, 2019, 2020, the teams that lost game 1 went on to win the series.
What's this guy in the chat here?
Do not winning a cup as a player is a crime.
He's cheering for the Oilers. But still
First
lost.
Roma. Oh, he must
Jonathan
be
Tays is coming back next.
You had to hurt me twice. First, oh yeah, he's a Dallas guy. First Romo, then 2020.
Oh no,
Stars
Ryan!
Cup
We
loss.
got to add you. We'll add you to the chat.
Yeah, I'll be talking football this offseason.
Yes,
so
Ryan. You could
And
join
I
us.
Follow, follow
And
the
I
big
won't
C
be
You
here.
guys
there.
got to collab together.
Kurt, Caesar,
Yep.
I love you, man, but I will be unfollowing you for this summer when you talk about the
Hey.
Cowboys.
It's okay.
Oh,
It's
I
all
talk
right.
about a lot of things.
At least the Rangers won in 2022 or 2023?
I
Yep.
talked about Salma Hayek, and everyone lost their mind that Kurt was
Yep.
talking about.
There we
So-
go.
Yeah, because you're like, I gotta show this girl some film. Like, what the
yeah, everyone's going at me.
like?
Ryan, how good is Blue since you're
Did he
Texas
actually
fan?
say that?
Hey, yes, I swear he said that. I swear he said
Oh,
that.
Ryan he hates the
True
Cowboys.
story.
Okay.
No,
He hates the Cowboys. He hates
he's a
the Mavs.
Dallas fan. So he's a true Dallas fan
Oh.
because he said screw the.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Ryan,
I
he
hate
said
the
no.
Cowboys too. When
He
I'm a
doesn't
Dallas
like the
Cowboys fan.
Cowboys, Caesar. Oh no!
Hey,
Nobody
Ryan,
hates the Dallas
Sad,
Cowboys more
unfortunate.
than their own fans.
Hey.
Remember that.
hey,
Except for
Ryan,
me. Except for me.
Hey.
I'm a fan thick and thin.
Ryan, hate to break.
You're
this to you, big
delusional
dog.
when it comes to the Dallas
Go
Cowboys.
Celtics, by the
Excuse
way.
me?
Delusional.
Nick.
Says the
I'm
guy-
a realist. I call it as it is.
says the
Caesar's
guy-
like, we're gonna have a great year. I'm like, oh, we're gonna make the
If it
playoffs.
wasn't for injuries,
We're gonna have
I
a
didn't-
great
I
year. We're
didn't-
gonna
I
make the
did say we-
playoffs.
I
Who's
said we
that
didn't.
freaking cornerback you told us?
I
That,
said
I'm gonna
we
use
didn't-
my curse word. That cornerback, that was bullshit. All right, that was a load of
I'm
horse
allowed-
shit.
Payson Carson?
Yes. Who the hell is that guy? He was awful.
He got injured. He hurt
He
his
was
shoulder.
awful.
Hey, we
Okay,
got to bring it back.
okay.
He
I
was
just like
awful.
I just like.
Okay, let's talk about Stephon or Trevon Diggs. What happened to him?
Well, this isn't Dallas Cowboys.
Wait,
after
okay.
all.
Wait, I just want to point this out. If he could use that excuse for the Cowboys, I could use that excuse for the Dolphins. Injury screwed us.
Yes.
I'm
Injuries
a
will
fan
screw
of
up.
one big market
Yes.
team. All my other teams are small market teams.
Go
I
Pacers.
want to add an NBA stat. This is the first time in 22 years in NBA Finals history that two teams that didn't go over the luxury cap are in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, but I think these are two teams that have never.
that's a
won
small market win.
But no matter what, we're gonna have a first-time winner. So
You know, but small market win for the win. And Panther fans, whether you guys want to agree or not, we're small market.
Ted, don't bring up the Dolphins. I bet you saw them watch a playoff win. I haven't. I sure as fuck.
Dolphins, I would call them mid market. And below mid on their results, Cody.
What happened Christmas Eve, huh?
Regular
Oh
season
my
wins.
gosh. Get
I
back
don't care.
When we go back to
I-
celebrating regular season
Anyways.
wins for the Panthers, what's that going to be like, Nick? Are you going to be here? Are you going to be here, Nick?
What?
Like-
when
When we're celebrating regular season wins
But
as Panthers fans.
I don't know, but
well,
and
you know
long
what?
time-
Before we say anything,
Let's kind of hear from our sponsors.
where do we get these pucks at, dog? Like I don't know. Where do we get these
we'll
from?
figure it out right now.
Panthers fever is here. Are you geared up? Caneswear in Davie is the place for all your Florida Panthers needs. They have the latest gear for our favorite NHL team. Jerseys, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Caneswear has you covered. Stop by their store in Davie or at pantherswear.com. Again, that's pantherswear, WEAR.com for all your Panthers gear.
riders.
All right,
Troll
and
here.
we're gonna listen to our other sponsor, Jeremy Beckham with Next Home Treasure Coast. You know our boy Ryan Chambers, right there, Dallas Stars fan. Glad to have him in the chat. Jason Robertson may need to hit up a real estate agent pretty soon. Hey, Panther fans of South Florida, need real estate help? Check out Jeremy Beckham with Next Home Treasure Coast. It's a boutique service with a personal touch. Jeremy and his team put humans over houses, working hard for you, whether you're buying or selling. Ready to move? Hit up BexSalesFLA.com or call 772-475-5371 now. You'll be glad you did.
I thought everyone wants to go to bed after these overtime games in the playoffs. We got great
If
numbers.
if it hit because it's a freaking loss, I'm probably the Oilers fans in here, but
No,
100%.
you know that, Cody. Fans like to listen to us after losses. By the way, Twitter X Spaces tonight, Cody. Great show, great callers.
yeah, I mean, look, I don't know what to say.
You don't agree with that?
No, I just didn't know what to say. I agree with it. I
Okay,
just
well,
didn't know what
you
else to
kind
say.
of killed that whole momentum there. Nick wasn't in there tonight, so Nick's like, I don't know what.
Man, that was like the Ekholm goal, but
Oh boy, we had oldie
It's
come
not-
on.
We're not. Oh gosh.
Oilers stuff.
Go ahead, take it, Cody.
Hey,
Take it, Cody.
We had a good time. Oldie was good. Oldie was
is
good.
it time to replace
I don't know.
Tomas
The oldie said
Nosek?
something to us that we didn't have skin in the game or something like that. I feel like I have oldie. I've been with this team since '93.
Is it time to replace Tomas Nosek with Becky? If we do that, we're screwed.
No, yeah, exactly. If we're talking about our fourth line players not helping us win a game to win the Stanley
Well,
Cup, we don't deserve it.
They did enough besides the penalty. We should have won the game in regulation. But, I mean, this was the first Stanley Cup overtime game since
And
Carter Verhaeghe, Game 3, 2023.
I'll leave that comment for later.
This is our first. What was that, Cody?
The first Stanley Cup final overtime game since Game 3, 2023.
Okay, hold on. The last team, the one win an overtime Stanley Cup final game, lost the series. So we're going to use
So that
everything we
team
can
last-
here.
So what Cody's telling me, Nick, that team last year put us in a rocking chair. It was an easy run to the Stanley Cup championship.
Until it wasn't.
I don't
Well,
care.
Who cares? There was no overtime.
Nothing. Look, here's the thing. Nothing.
I would have
will-
rather preferred an overtime than what the hell we went through. All right.
Look, here's the thing.
For an enema or whatever it is.
Like I'm not nervous for game 2 because I mean we have a cup, but I want to win this cup. But I'm not like heart palpitating over it like I would be last year. Up there goes Kirby.
There goes Kirby. No, I look.
I'm a
I
Hayek
think-
must have walked in the door.
Just give me a sec.
But it's just that game 7 last year hearted me so much. Like I don't think I'll ever feel like that for a game ever, unless like hate to bring it back to
we
football.
do it again.
Unless we do it again, or the Dolphins are like in the Super Bowl. Like
Yeah.
that would be the closest I would feel to that.
I
Like
think there's
I'd
a
be
higher chance we do it again than the Dolphins. going to
And the
Super
thing
Bowl.
is, we got most of our players signed for the next 5-7 years. So
why did you bring up the contracts?
I'm just saying we're gonna be in the we're
You
gonna
know
be
who we
in
don't
this,
have signed?
Shut up.
No, but we're gonna be in this for the long run.
Oh no, that's why. Like
that's why
what,
I'm saying. Like look, it's hard to be in the Stanley Cup 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. Think about it, guys.
I'm saying it now. I'm not picking us to make the Cup final next year.
No. So we better get it done right now.
The year after we have a better shot, but
Yeah, I mean, look, I think
I was realistically thinking at one point 25, 26 would be our cup, window cup chance. So like we're ahead of schedule as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, like our
look again. We're not worried about the future right now because we're worried about game 2. It's technically in the
game-
future.
We're going to talk about the Destiny versus Dynasty talk.
Yeah, look.
We didn't talk about that tonight.
No, we didn't, and looks like Destiny won tonight.
Yeah.
Edmonton really they got off to a quick start. I think give them a lot of credit for bouncing back. That was not easy. Going down 2-1, 3-1. I mean,
3-1,
being down 2-1 after the first period, after the way you started that game and the anticipation, being able to bounce back, that deserves a lot of credit. They have a lot of poise. So good on them. And now we have to respond in a similar fashion here for game 2 on Friday, which is technically tomorrow. It is tomorrow if you're on the East Coast, not Mountain Time. Like
lock
Kirby.
it in, Nick. Good Lord, dying
Yeah.
here.
and look, Ted puts it best. Chuck needs to do something. He's to find his mojo. This whole thing, he needs to pull his team into the fire.
Go to Dairy Queen. Like,
I don't care. I don't know.
take him with you.
Do they have Dairy Queen at Edmonton?
Yes, they have Dairy Queen.
Yes, we have the most in Calgary in all of North America, I believe. And Edmonton's up there, too.
Really?
No.
I don't know if Brad Marchand can want to walk around Edmonton and stay alive, to be honest with you. If you want me to be honest.
If it was Vancouver, he'd be all right. He would be screwed. I don't think Edmonton would be all right.
Vancouver would be screwed.
What a stupid question. I don't know. You guys have like nothing up there.
Look, I mean,
Yeah, I'm not there. I don't want to go to Game 7. I'm sorry.
Hey, Moder, easy on the name.
hey,
Well, Nick doesn't know his Edmonton.
How the hell do I know if there's that? Like Kirby, you live in Calgary. They don't have a Chick-fil-A in the city. You got to go to the airport for it. So how do I know there's a Dairy
But then I
Queen?
think they removed it from the airport.
yeah,
Okay,
but
so there's no Chick-fil-A in Calgary. So how the hell? What? How am I supposed to
I
know?
don't want to listen to this guy.
No?
Caesar, put it down.
Just start it. Just play it. Just play it.
Generational talents and then future Hall of Famers for sure. And I'm just trying to soak it all in and then enjoy this moment right now. And no, we're not done yet. So we need 3 more wins.
All right, get that guy off my screen. Like at least Lee fans will love to see that with Kasperi Kapanen. But
if you would have told him Kasperi Kapanen and Zach Hyman,
Right.
technically he's not in the lineup. We're up 1-0 in the Stanley Cup Final. They would have gotten really excited about 4, 5, 6 years ago.
Well, the difference now, even through one
and
game,
Connor Brown. Don't forget Connor
Connor
Brown.
Brown too.
they're
Connor
getting
Brown.
that Oilers depth scoring already here.
Did Pickard play for Toronto?
You get Leon Draisaitl. What?
I think he did.
Has Pickard played for Toronto?
Oh, I don't know that one.
I think he
For
has.
Colorado, I know that.
I know he's played for Colorado, but he's played.
He was with Toronto for a cup of coffee, and maybe he was a third stringer at that point.
Yeah,
I did-
Arvidsson got that goal, Kirby. But
Oh,
again,
okay, he has.
I think Arvidsson. I think Bob's gonna.
He played one game.
Well, Arvidsson I count as depth.
Yeah, so good
Yeah.
for. I mean,
Pickard
The,
played.
the former Nashville Predators killed us tonight. Ekholm and Arvidsson.
Oh man, you want to talk about those guys that have lost in Cup Finals? Those two right there. But Pickard
they were
played for.
Hornquist there.
Yeah. Wait.
yep.
But
Penguins. He was with the Penguins at that point.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Hornquist scored the game winner against them, didn't he?
That's what I meant.
Or was that San Jose?
He left
No,
Nashville,
that was Nashville.
Yeah.
but Arvidsson and Ekholm were with Nashville for 20.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I know Ekholm wasn't sure on Arvidsson.
I mean, yeah, their back end was ridiculous. I mean, Ekholm, Yossi,
Ellis.
Subban was still in his prime at the time.
So they've got a ton of guys with Cup Final experience, but like you guys said on the podcast, only one guy with a ring. It's Perry.
Yes.
But tons of guys throughout their line
But
with Cup Final experience.
yeah, but
Ted, we already saw that comment you made about the Dolphins and Panthers.
please stop bringing them up
Yep.
because after this series, Dolphins all I got. So after this,
you got the Marlins.
A lot of off-season content.
I'm sure you could get to a game. It seems like he'd sneak in at that point.
did you not see the attendance?
Like
I did. You could probably get front row seats.
Right.
Kirby, did you see the Marlins attendance?
Oh, it's bad.
I saw some.
I haven't seen it that bad.
In a 25,000 seat, like I think it's 25,000. I have no idea what it is.
I think it's like,
5,000 people showed up.
Yeah, there's no way 5,000.
there's no way. There's got to be less.
There's got to be like 1,000, 2,000. I mean, it was bad.
I was looking up AJ Burnett's stats the other day in between this long layoff of hockey. You get bored looking up.
That's what happens when you play the Rockies on an afternoon game.
Yeah, and we got swept by the dang Rockies.
But we might be starting a Patreon to do film on there. So keep it.
Not on Marlins film.
No. I think
I'm the only one.
We'll be doing hockey film. So
Yeah, yes.
And then Cowboys and Dolphins film.
Nope. You guys could do that on your own.
So, Nick, you see here, this is why Tyler Booker gets beat to the outside here.
You know what? Take a look at the guy up in the press box, Jerry Jones. You're fucking us,
you know
man.
what? Okay. You know what? I'm gonna say this right now, Nick. If we start winning and we make the playoffs, your ass is not going to be on this bandwagon. Your ass is going to be sitting right there, and I don't want to hear one damn word out of you. You are not going to hop on that bandwagon.
You sound like
You're either on it or you're out.
You sound
So-
like a dang.
You know what?
disappointed
Dak Prescott
father.
said, "Hop off if you want." I'm done.
Hold on. So, chat tonight, me and Cody did lots of work behind the scenes here. Cody, we said, let's not talk about Ben and Ekblad's contract extensions, everything like that. But look at all this football talk tonight. So, everyone, don't get upset at me because we try to keep it all hockey, no contract talk. Because
They
again,
started
in 20 days, we're going to be talking about contracts, but already we're talking about Marlins baseball and football.
But
And
at least Marlins baseball.
Marlins
happened
baseball.
today. At least the baseball game happened today.
yes, I know.
It's okay.
You're the one that brought up Tyler Booker, not me.
It's okay. The Braves fans are booing the Braves, and yeah,
Whatever. We're done with
football.
football. I mean baseball, whatever the hell you call it.
Yeah, I noticed the spelling tonight, Caesar. That's we got
Game on of the Stanley Cup Final.
it's like that mailed down in a little bit.
I gotta fix that. My bad.
Oh, yeah.
guys.
There's only two out of three. Kind of like the
Hey,
Panthers, how they
Robbie,
shut up for two out of
you
three
know-
periods.
you know who
Ryan,
else-
Ryan,
you know-
tell us about. Hey, Ryan, our moderator here was golfing with someone last night.
Oh yeah, EJ Raddick.
EJ Raddick, the NHL Network.
Hey, Rabbi, you know who else is kryptonite's the cold weather? The Finns on our team, because anytime we hit the winter in Canada, we get someone sick out 2 to 3 games.
EJ Raddick. That's what I said there, Ryan. Make sure.
I'll
that-
never forget Kirby went to that Calgary game. He's like, I don't see Barkov out there for warm-ups. And then
A guy from Fort Lauderdale said, "Hey, Kirby, I don't think Barkov's out there." I'm like, "I think he is." I go up to my seat 5 minutes later. Banksy, other people. Barkov's not playing Kirby. I'm like, "Why?" I'm like, I don't even need to know the why. I'm just gonna ask. He's sick. I'm like, I knew it. I'm wearing my brand new Barkov jersey.
Kirby then proceeded to turn around and walk out the ring.
I mush us in Calgary, but in Edmonton, not so much, Nick. So
You know,
go to the damn game.
let's see.
that
Were
should be
you
that.
going to 5, Cody?
Look, here's the thing. Matthew is banned from watch parties. So, because I think that's another time he's went, and I think we've lost both times.
Well, Nick, shouldn't he be brought up here? Nick usually go to restaurants for game 1 of watch parties. So you're not that superstitious.
Where's the damn holy water?
Yeah, where is it? Oh yeah,
Oh.
where's Antonio tonight?
You know what? I blame Nick because he wasn't here Sunday, and the holy water was not here.
Nick got sick. Everything.
Pour it out, refill it.
Hold on.
Throw it on your damn jersey. That's where Barkov is, not on us. We ain't playing.
From sub, Ryan, to be determined. To be determined.
Like, I don't know. Like, that's my favorite part of the year.
And my screen's
Why
wet.
didn't you pray for the Church of Carter Verhage tonight in overtime? There?
I was
Forget-
playing a
for-
lot
forget
in the
praying.
overtime.
He should have just shotgunned a beer, like Paul Marie says.
The hell with praying. He needs a sacrifice. Like, it's just-
Nick needs a lodgings and some.
sacrifice a chicken cup.
Angelo says, "Wow, holy water."
Like, I swear. But here's the thing.
Where's
You know,
Anthony tonight?
here's the thing. You know, it's me and Kirby. We should come up with a checklist before the year starts, right? You should put it on your pinned tweets. It should be like Panthers 2025-2026 checklist. Barkov random injury out 1 to 2 weeks. Barkov random illness.
We got to add load management in there now. Ekblad suspension, injury.
LA Kings at Los Angeles loss.
Okay.
Vegas lost.
Paul Maurice yelling at St. Laurent.
Brad Marchand on game 1 loss had to move on.
And this is actually after the game, guys.
This
Sorry.
one is okay.
I could tell because his
See,
head's down.
Even I can have a bad day, like the boys. So it's not good all
I
around.
love when hockey players like get interviewed after losses. Like, give me the solo screen here.
Cody, we need to pull up the Edmonton Journal here. Do you want to or no?
Yeah, I have it pinned, so I can pull it up. So, like, give me the solo screen real quick. Like, I love the hockey players after losses because the wins they'll just be like face up, like, yeah, we got to get pucks in deep. You know that after losses, it's always we just got to get pucks in deep. You know, they're just staring at the floor. Like,
Same
Like,
thing, just different.
all you see is the brim of the hat with like the shade. Like, Caesar, let me share the screen here really
It's like
quickly.
literally just that. You're good.
All right, here it is. So this is the article David Staples tweeted out earlier today.
I got sent to me from Banksy, and I didn't know why he sent it.
And they had like a bunch of people on here from like different Panthers things. They have Roy Bellamy from our podcast
Our
here.
podcast.
And then here's Kirby right here. Well, this was his tweet. He didn't even say this. He tweeted this.
Yeah.
Because there's an emoji right here.
Favorite is Rod Peterson's.
And this is like, here's the first of mine right here. Edmonton's probably been the best team this playoffs. I mean, they won in 6, 5, and 5. Like, Panthers won in 5, 7, and 5. So I think I'm giving the edge to Edmonton there. And Edmonton just got Vegas and Dallas with relatively ease. Pretty good take right there, no?
Yeah. And people get on us. We don't know puck.
Yeah, right? Edmonton, they're scouting us.
Yeah.
And
Well, you're in the same article as Panthers head coach Paul Maurice, Cody.
There we go.
elite. And then look,
We're
there's
first on Miami News. Thanks, Caesar. There. And then now we're in the Edmonton Journal. Here we go.
and look at that. And look at this. And look at this quote. this quote aged like fine wine with the way the night went. Skinner's played very well this postseason, and like the thing, people like to give him a lot of he sucks in the postseason. In the postseason, when Edmonton has needed him, he's been a damn good goalie. I understand that he has his games where he can't stop a beach ball, but there are points in these playoffs where he's been good for Edmonton, and you saw last year. And I mean, he made the big save that created a 3-0 comeback for him. I meant the save I'm talking about there was the Verhaeghe one in Game 4. So, look. I think those are good takes by me, and they're an Edmonton newspaper. So
Okay, so he says Greer isn't a series-changing player.
He isn't. I
Cass
agree with that.
are in
Greer's gonna play
trouble
in that
if-
one.
he's saying it. Okay, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Kind of look like.
But Greer tore his ACL in Calgary. No, like he got hurt like early in the year.
Wearing the horse jersey.
Oh, the Blasty jersey.
The Blasty. That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Anyways, gentlemen, what are the keys to Game 2 to be able to tie this series up?
Star players play better.
Yep. A full 60 minutes. How about that?
Do we have any predictions?
I'll take a 45 unless those 15 are Edmonton's going to have their little 15.
We need to get in on Ekholm, Bouchard. Like, I didn't think we even challenged Nurse.
It didn't fit. We need to be more physical. We didn't like we had 51 hits, but it didn't feel like we were physical.
We didn't
Because they were all in the
we
first 30 minutes of the game, and then after that,
we were not physical, and then we started to pick up.
yeah,
And then the third, we dropped off with the rest of our game. So that hurts when your game drops off and they have the puck.
But other hockey news, TJ Oshie has a special announcement Monday, June 9th. At the fountain that the Capitals swam in after their cup win.
Is he joining the Cats and Rats podcast? Is that the announcement?
Look, I would love to have Oshie on. I would love to talk. Then Oshie was like the one person that could beat Sergei Bobrovsky in a shootout, aka the Olympics.
Kirby, Cody's number 4, Aaron Ekblad on your pre-series picks.
If I'm not mistaken, Steve Goldstein was on the call for that for Westwood Radio, Cody. That Russia USA game, I believe.
Yeah.
He also called the Nashville Pittsburgh Stanley Cup on the radio.
At least one of my X factors is looking pretty good.
Shouts out to everybody on the Instagram as well.
And Verhaeghe at 5. I like that pick still.
Do we have any predictions for Game 2?
No.
Kirby?
We got to win Game 2.
that's
I said we needed to win Game 1, everyone. So how is everyone else feeling?
And we had it. We were up 3-1. 3-1.
Again, I'm not using that as a narrative, Caesar, because we were fortunate to be up after 1.
No, I agree. I agree.
I would be more upset with the 3-1 blown lead if it was in the third.
Yeah.
Like
Caesar, do you have a prediction?
I don't actually. I don't.
If you had one, I was about to remove you off the screen.
Yep, I literally have my.
Look. This. Both these teams deserve to be in it.
Oh, we're not doing what?
All I'm asking is for one
2
hell of a
minutes.
series.
Yeah, like
know?
that.
I
Silence.
think our keys to the game, Cody, you said our best players need to
Play
be
better.
We need to establish our presence on the forecheck. We need to make them earn it. We need to get another. I mean, I can't even believe
Slow
how
down.
they got off
Take
scot
your
free.
words.
I can't even believe how they
How
got
about
off.
getting traffic and layers in front of Skinner? He had a great second period, but let's get traffic. in front
Yeah,
of
but I
him.
think
Take away his eyes.
Paul Marie says pound their D. I mean, I don't even like. They were just moving the puck out with complete ease tonight.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
and I don't even. I don't
One
even
thing.
know.
If we're leaving the zone, please quit passing it backwards.
Oh, and also breakouts. Let's not take forever to decide what we're going to do with the puck. Let's move the puck up ice. Okay. If you don't have
And
a play,
don't dump it in from the other blue line.
and if you don't have a play, high flip it and make it a neutral zone play. If you don't have anybody on the rush, dump it in deep. That's what we do.
But anything
Well,
else? I'm
Yeah,
tired.
Ryan, but I appreciate your night, Ryan. As moderator, David as well.
We're good to go. We
We'll be
don't
back
have
tomorrow.
any video for you guys today, so
Off here.
What?
We got a day off after going all week here for content.
yep,
Cool.
and I actually have a day off from work tomorrow. I'll be
Rest up, Caesar.
I'm gonna need it for sure. But anyway,
Caesar, go to Flanagan's.
6 a.m. live stream, Caesar. You got to be ready.
me and Kirby are no sleep team, no sleep. So
We're going 6 a.m. live stream. Let me at least go and grab some Waffle House. Like, I didn't even eat dinner tonight.
yes, that sounds good actually. Till next time, guys. See you guys Friday after the game 2. So long, everyone.
What's up, Cats and Rats fans? If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button before you head out. If you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, make sure you leave us a 5-star review. And just like always, let's go Cats!